Timeless treasures, unearthing nostalgic home innovations for a cozy modern lifestyle. You're in your cozy modern home, enjoying the convenience of your microwave oven and listening to tunes on your phonograph. But have you ever wondered about the hidden gems of innovation that make your daily life so much easier and fun? From rotary phones to wood paneling, get ready to discover the timeless treasures that made your home truly special. Rotary phones.
Isn't this new Princess phone lovely? It's so small, it fits easily almost anywhere you'd like to put a step-saving extension phone.
Imagine a world without smartphones where communication was a bit more deliberate, a tad slower, and undeniably nostalgic. Back in 1891, the rotary phone with its long coiled cord reigned supreme, connecting households and bridging distances in an era long before the touchscreens and instant messaging of today. These iconic phones, often perched on a kitchen wall or a side table, were more than just a means to make calls. They were a staple of family life with their unmistakable mechanical clickety-clack as you dialed each number. If you misdialed a number, you had to start over and dial all the digits again, which was extremely frustrating for some people. To overcome this, users developed time-saving tricks. For example, they would lift and replace the receiver rapidly to simulate dialing without actually rotating the dial. This action could sometimes trick the system into thinking you had dialed the number without having to go through the entire process. While it wasn't a recommended practice, it was a quirky workaround that was occasionally used. And let's not forget the satisfaction of that rotary dial returning to its home position after every digit, a tactile reminder of a time when communication was a bit more intentional. The long coiled cord that extended from the phone was a lifeline to the outside world. It allowed you to wander while you talked, giving you the freedom to pace across the room or find a cozy corner to share secrets and stories. No need to worry about a dead battery or losing signal. As long as you had a cord, you had a connection. These phones also carried a sense of permanence. They were often fixtures of the home, with their cords becoming a part of the decor, winding their way around furniture and along walls. They spoke of a time when conversations held weight, when the act of picking up the receiver and dialing a number was a deliberate choice. But beyond their nostalgic charm, rotary phones with long cords also embodied a sense of reliability. They were built to last, with many surviving for decades and becoming family heirlooms. Their timeless design and sturdy construction stand as a testament to an era when technology was meant to endure. Speaking of things standing the test of time, do any of you still own a phonograph? The record player and phonograph. Who here remembers the classic record player? You know the one with its sleek turntable and vinyl discs that seem to magically bring music to life. But did you know that this beloved music machine has a predecessor that's just as fascinating? Enter the phonograph, a magical music box with a twist. Invented by none other than Thomas Edison in the late 1800s, just a couple of years before the rotary phones, the phonograph was the first device capable of both recording and reproducing sound. It was the ancestor of modern record players. The phonograph operated using a simple yet ingenious mechanism. There was a rotating turntable where you placed a flat disc, usually made of wax or shellac. At the heart of the phonograph was a tiny needle or stylus. When you turned the crank, yes, it was a bit of a workout, the turntable spun and the needle traced along the grooves of the disc. As it moved, the needle vibrated, recreating the original sound. What's fascinating about phonographs is the way they captured the essence of an era. Each disc was a tangible piece of history. From classical symphonies to the earliest rock and roll hits, these records held the sounds of their time. If you stumbled upon an old record collection today, you'd be taking a trip down memory lane. And not just for the music, this thing was in everyone's house. One of the quirkiest things about phonographs was their imperfections. The occasional scratch or pop in the music added a unique character to each play. It's like hearing the echoes of the past, reminding us that music was once something you could touch and feel. Microwave oven. For another life-changing invention, let's take a trip forward to 1947.
It's always something.
But now there's Ward's incredible microwave oven. It'll defrost, simmer, bake. It has a removable browning element. There's a temperature probe. Cooks a complete meal for 4.
The invention that radically transformed the way we cook is the microwave oven. It all began with Percy L. Spencer, an engineer working at Raytheon, a company known for its work in shortwave radar systems during World War II. Spencer's discovery of the microwave oven wasn't intentional at all. One day, while he was standing in front of an active magnetron tube, the heart of radar systems, he had a chocolate bar in his pocket. To his amazement, that chocolate bar began to melt. Talk about a happy accident. Intrigued by this, he decided to test it further and placed some kernels of corn near the magnetron tube. Lo and behold, they popped. That's when the proverbial light bulb went off in his head. So after the melting chocolate bar incident, Spencer and his team got to work. In just 2 short years, they introduced the world to the radar range, which was essentially the first microwave oven. It was a massive contraption, standing almost 6 feet tall and weighing a whopping 750 pounds. Not exactly the countertop convenience we're used to today. It wasn't until 1967 that Raytheon, now known as Amana, released a commercial version of the microwave oven. This was a game changer for the modern kitchen. These early microwave ovens were still pretty large and expensive, but they hinted at the future possibilities of quick and convenient cooking.
Perfect for tender cooking or creating gourmet favorites. Slide Cookmatic to simmer for full-bodied stews and casseroles. Amana radar range microwave ovens with Cookmatic power shift puts you in full control of everything you cook.
Fast forward to today, and you'll find a microwave oven in almost every kitchen. The impact of this invention on modern cooking and lifestyle is immeasurable. Think about it. No more waiting for ages to heat up leftovers or defrost frozen foods. With a microwave, you can have a hot meal ready in minutes. It's the ultimate time saver, especially in our fast-paced lives. Microwaves have also influenced our cooking habits. They've made it easier for anyone to become a chef in their own kitchen, whether you're whipping up a quick meal or just reheating yesterday's dinner. And let's not forget the convenience of microwave popcorn. Movie nights at home would never be the same without it. But not all the innovations were technological. Let's talk about wood paneling, an architectural revolution that changed the interiors of many homes. In the world of home innovations, few things can transport us back in time as effectively as wood paneling. When we think of wood-paneled walls, we conjure images of a bygone era, of snug cabins nestled deep in the woods or grandparents' homes with stories carved into every grain. Wood paneling was the epitome of cozy home decor in days past, gracing the interiors of mid-20th century homes with its warm embrace. These wooden wonders were more than just decorative elements. They held the promise of comfort and familiarity. The richness of wood, with its earthy scent and natural textures, created an ambiance that modern materials struggle to replicate. Each panel seemed to tell a story, its unique knots and patterns echoing the history of the trees from which it was born. One cannot discuss wood paneling without mentioning the craftsmanship that went into its creation. Skilled artisans meticulously carved intricate patterns and designs, turning walls into works of art. Whether it was the elegance of Georgian-style paneling or the rustic charm of beadboard, wood paneling brought character and personality to every room it graced. Yet, beyond its aesthetic allure, wood paneling offered practical advantages that were valued in a different era. It acted as an insulator, helping to keep homes warm during harsh winters, and its acoustic properties lent a sense of tranquility to living spaces. Durability was another hallmark of wood paneling, and many homes still proudly display original panels that have withstood the test of time. Did you know that in the 1960s and 70s, wood paneling experienced such a surge in popularity that it was used not only on walls, but also on appliances and furniture? Some homes had wood paneling on almost every surface imaginable, creating what some people iconically referred to as wood grain overload. So what are your thoughts on these vintage home items? Comment down below, and while you are at it, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Your support is what keeps us going.